Hello and welcome to Seder Soul Sailing. I just got some kind of a thing about how moderation leads to more viewership or something like that. I'm less interested in more viewers than I am in conforming to what some fucking piece of shit at YouTube considers moderation. But that's a good start for today's video because I haven't done one for I don't know 2.5 weeks. I've been a little busy and I plan to remain a little busy. There's just some shit's been going down in my old part of the world that's I thought warranted a reading. And see if anybody still remembers this channel after like 2.5 weeks or whatever. Um, but yeah, so things have been getting really weird there. I mean, it started around the time of. I left Minnesota around the time that whole George Floyd shit happened. That was in my old neighborhood in Minneapolis. I mean, that was like Seward. Forget what the other neighborhoods were. Kind of a group of neighborhoods. Uh, Powderhorn Park. I don't even remember the part of the neighborhood where I lived. Um, it was anyway. It was a kind of a fantastic place at the time. I mean, there were all these clubs where our bands used to play. I loved it. There was brew pubs and it was actually just a great time there when I was there. And I saw all these great bands and we played in all these clubs where a lot of really famous people would play and us, and local guys like us. Um, Great beer. There was a couple of breweries that just specialized in Belgian beer, and I drank way too much beer back then. Um, but I loved it. It was my home. And then that whole George Floyd shit happened, and I saw. I mean, I wrote a book with Sonny Barger from the Hells Angels. It's called "Let's Ride: Sonny Barger's Guide to Riding the Right Way for Life." I'm not crazy about the name, but it was a good book. I really enjoyed working with Sonny. Sonny was a great guy. He might have been, who knows what he did. He might have possibly been a murderer for all I know, but I never asked him because I did not want to know. My way of dealing with the angels, with the HAs, was to, hi, welcome everybody. And if you're watching, if you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down if you have to. Whatever, just do something. Um, and anyway, but I really got along really well with some of the HAs, with some of the Hells Angels. They were good guys, and Sonny was exceptional. I considered him a really good friend. I mean, he started the Hells Angels, the modern Hells Angels. Basically, he found a patch in Oakland, California that was a Hells Angels club patch. He thought it was really cool and used it to start his own club. And that became what we know as the Hells Angels today. Sonny was I mean, who knows? I don't know. He probably had to do some really things that I would probably not approve of. But the Sonny I knew was a principled, uh, well well meant. He was a good human. I mean, he was a really good human. We disagreed about some stuff like. I thought his rule for dealing with snitches was maybe a bit harsh. Basically, if put it into Latin American terms, where I've been living since I left Minneapolis, um, feed them to the crocodiles or take them for a swim is what they say around here. Take someone for a swim, and with the crocodiles. But Sonny was a serious piece of work, but he was a principled guy. Oh, hi. Hi from Russia, as an Indian in Russia. Very cool. Uh, what is the time? What is the time there? I don't know. It's probably about 5 p.m., 4:30, something like that. I don't really. I live on a sailboat. Fuck who the time. I mean, it's the sun's still up. I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm planning to go. I just got out of the ocean from a swim. I'm planning to take a shower, and I'm gonna have dinner and watch the season finale of Fallout. God of War retired. Oh, well, okay. I mean, that's a fucking demanding job being a God of War. Uh, Time in Russia in my city about 12:30 a.m. Wow, yeah, yeah. You're not that different from where Victoria lives in Norway. Anyway, there was much I agreed with Sonny about. He was a principled man, and I respected him greatly. And well, that's related to what's going on in Minneapolis because I think my opinions about what's happening in Minneapolis are basically going to piss everybody off and almost guaranteed to lose a few subscribers because I don't trust anybody in this thing. I know that the fucking whole BLM crowd, the Antifa, they're got a bunch of goddamn idiots who are puppets, and I know that the fucking police, the military police aren't such good guys either. Sonny's like, Sonny. One thing Sonny and I agreed with: never call the cops for anything. Deal with it yourself. And this ICE shit. I mean, okay, yeah, we got a serious problem with illegal immigration. I saw it. I saw it in Latin America. I got Victoria and I were on a bus full of, we got a ride to goddamn Mexico in the middle of a giant protest in a freaking short bus full of Brazilian illegal immigrants that were paying, somebody was paying $50,000 a head. There was like 16 of them to transport them from Brazil all the way to goddamn the Texas border. And once they got there, these were not good guys. We spent an afternoon on the bus with them. They were fun to party with, but I wouldn't want them coming to my country. I'm pretty sure Brazil was glad to get rid of them. So it's fucked up. Yeah, Europe is a goddamn mess. But today we're doing the U.S. When I get back to doing this every day again, there's a lot to talk about in Europe. What is happening in Minnesota? What is happening in Minnesota is, I think somebody in the deep state is trying to start a civil war in the United States, and they're using Minnesota as a hotbed to do it. Because I think what they want is for the left to instigate the civil war. So they're trying to, they're trying to instigate the left to rise up. Probably because the left has a lot less guns than the right, I mean, and so I guess they're a little less scary as a Civil War opponent. But there's no good guys here. I know both sides of that, and the freaking virtue signalers, like it's terrible what's happened. The two people have been shot by ICE. It's terrible, but at the same time, I know how annoying these fucking people can be. You shouldn't be shooting them, though. Here, I have a story. I'm here because of people like the virtue signaling twats in Minnesota. In 2020 during lockdown, this was during the whole George Floyd shit, when they burned my neighborhood to the ground. There was this fat prick, this virtue signaling piece of shit. He lived in my apartment building. I lived in these artist lofts by the Mississippi River, and I was coming home with my cat food. By the way, I have a new first mate here. That's Frida, my new first mate. She's a sweetie. But anyway, I was coming home with a big bag of cat food. And I wasn't wearing a goddamn mask, especially in my own goddamn apartment. No, I'm from Minnesota. I'm in Panama. It's January. It's February in Minnesota. You wouldn't be on a sailboat. The water is frozen. I'm far from Minnesota for a good reason, and that's the story I was telling you. This piece of shit. he had uh, was gonna not let me in my own apartment building because I wasn't wearing a goddamn fucking face diaper. And he was trying to hold the door shut, and I'm not a small guy. I mean, I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty strong, you know. I've been in a few fights. More than a few fights. And I so I said, fuck this. I put my cat food bags down. I slammed the door open. I knocked the fat piece of shit across the room and into the wall. And he was laying on the floor. And I picked up my cat food and I walked in. He was screaming at me and screaming at me like, and I stopped. I looked, turned my cat food bags down. I turned around and I looked at him. I thought, okay, I've often wondered what it takes to actually shove a fucking face diaper up some virtue signaling twat's fat ass. I guess I'm going to find out. And for like a second, I was going to go dismantle the piece of shit and shove his face diaper up his ass, which would have been kind of gross. I'm glad I didn't. Anyway, but I stood there. I mean, I really was going to do this. It's like I hadn't been in a fight at that time. This was I hadn't been in a fight in about 7 years, 8 years. And the last time I'd been in a fight, I was with some Hell's Angels actually in a let's just call it a Rust Belt city somewhere in the Rust Belt. And this idiot, I was coming across the bar. There was a dance floor. We were walking by the bar to our table. I had a 25-year-old fucking Macallan Scotch. I was really looking forward to that. And this idiot comes slam dancing out of the dance floor and into by the tables and knocked the goddamn Scotch out of my hand. And before I knew what had happened, I turned around and I clocked him. He had a glass jaw, so he went down. And he went flying across the goddamn room. And he was laying there, and before I knew it, the Hells Angels I was with grabbed me and kind of picked me up and carried me out, like hustled me down to another bar like 3 blocks away, and that was that, you know. But anyway, so I hadn't done anything like this in many years, and I was really pissed off at this virtue signaling piece of shit, not going to let me in my apartment. And instead of shoving his face diaper up his ass, I decided at that moment to get in my sailboat and come down to the Caribbean and get the fuck out of the U.S. because I was going to get myself in trouble. That was too much, you know. So that's how I ended up here, actually. Yeah, so this is the level of people we're dealing with in Minnesota. Horrible fucking virtue signaling Karens of both sex. How do we say that? Non-binary Karens. Let's call them non-binary Karens. And so I've had my tempers flare over these people. I mean, I almost fucking hurt a guy one time because I got so mad at him. And that would have been wrong. But for ICE to be shooting these idiots, that's fucked up. I mean, that is fucked up. It is not that why are they doing this? They don't give a shit. If they wanted to get rid of fucking illegal immigrants, they wouldn't be letting them across the border in the first place. But instead of letting them across the border and giving them fucking airline tickets to Minneapolis and other blue sanctuary cities, you know, it's like they're trying to create chaos. I believe there's somebody, I don't think it's Trump, but I think it's somebody that might have his ear, or somebody that he's assigned power to, is genuinely trying to start a civil war in the U.S. And I think they're trying to start it in a blue city, like a sanctuary city. They're going to fuck up. They're going to fail because what they're doing right now, they've kind of cleaned up Minneapolis and now they're moving to the outlying areas. Like they've gone to St. Cloud, which they call a suburb of Minneapolis. That's a suburb of, you know, that's like 70 miles, 60, 70 miles away from Minneapolis. It's not a suburb. There's there's like 50, 60 miles of farmland between there, you know. But if ICE, okay, ICE goes out and starts doing this shit in rural Minnesota. Minnesota's two different places. You got the metro area where there's like 7 million people. Then you got the rest of the state that has like 5 million people. And those 7 million people, they're the fucking idiots that stand in front of cop cars and get their dumbasses shot. But it's wrong to shoot their dumbasses. It would have been wrong to stick that face diaper up that one dumbass's ass. But shooting them, that's taking it a little bit farther than pulling a guy's pants down and shoving a face mask up his ass. You know, it's you don't come back from that. It's like dead is dead. So we got real problems going on here. This is no joke. There's no good guys. Somebody's creating trouble, and my worry is they're going to succeed. The best thing people could do is stay out of the scrum. Do not get sucked into it. Do not get angry at the ICE guys. Do not get angry at the illegal immigrants or whatever. Just stay the fuck out of it. Let them. You know, it's like John Lennon did that little film in the 60s. What if they threw a war and nobody came? You know, don't engage. Don't react. When you react, you're playing into their hands. You can't act. You can't be your own. You can't be the sovereign of your own self. If you're reacting, you're just a puppet when you're reacting. Don't do it. But I've been trying to tell those dipshits in Minneapolis not to do this for about 20 years. So, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, that's where I'm coming from in this whole thing. And so I don't... Oh, and one last thing. It's about ICE. It's about Homeland Security. Homeland DHS, I mean... DHS should be eliminated. They should be eliminated with extreme prejudice. The whole fucking DHS is just a control tool. It's like they fucking sent some Israeli goddamn operatives in to blow up fucking Sheldon Adelson's shit fucking towers in Manhattan so he could get his like $3 or $6 billion insurance check. And then they fucking blamed it on a bunch of dim-witted inbred fucking Arabs who couldn't fly a goddamn Cessna, and somehow, you know, like a missile without any debris at all, blew up the exact part of the Pentagon where the like $4 trillion in illegal fucking money laundering evidence was stored. I mean, and then. You know, it's like, and these two fucking airplanes somehow melted 3 goddamn buildings. I mean, nobody believes that. The fucking Israeli Mossad people dancing on the goddamn fucking van, that was real. They brought in Mossad agents to control demolition. We all fucking know it. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's like Epstein killed himself. It didn't happen. So, but that was the excuse they needed to bring in this goddamn police apparatus of DHS, and ICE is part of DHS. And I gotta say, I can see Sonny's point for how to deal with police sometimes when I've dealt with some of those fucking DHS idiots. I had a friend. I've had a lot of friends in the police force. I forget what it was called, IDPA or something like that. It was the International Defensive Pistol Association League. I used to do this competitive handgun league. It was blast. And it was so much fun. We'd go through like shooting houses. So that's a good practice. If you really want to learn to use a handgun, get involved with that. It'll teach you how to use a handgun when your heart's pounding like a goddamn jackhammer. I've had a lot of policemen friends in that association. Good people, but they weren't happy. This was like between 2000 and maybe 6 and 2012 ish. 2013, something like that. I had one friend, really good guy, really good guy. He'd been a detective in the Minneapolis Police Department. He resigned in 2010. He was a detective, but he was also a heavily trained handgun instructor. Hi. Let's see what the cards say. Yeah, okay. But I got to say this one thing about the Minneapolis, what's going on, and why he quit. He was a detective, sweet job. I mean, detective's a pretty high ranking officer. And he loved it. But his work with training he did handgun training for new recruits. And he got so freaked out by the emotional and mental level of the recruits that were coming in after the Iraq War. He told me he was terrified of what was going to happen to the police department in a few years. It was like 2010 or 2011, 2012 at the latest, maybe. And I think from my experience dealing with DHS employees, they seem to have a status for hiring people in exactly what they shouldn't be doing instead of what they should be doing. So let's see what the cards have to say. And if you stayed this long, if you've listened to me rant and rave for this long, give me a thumbs up. It's really good to see so many of you here. I appreciate it. It's like I thought you would have forgot all about me after like almost a month of not doing regular readings. So let's see what the cards have to say about is Minneapolis the hotbed of a new civil war? Trump is not the enemy. Trump is not the enemy. I will agree with you on that. Trump is doing a lot of really good things. But I don't understand many things about what Trump is doing. And to the point where I know he's got a difficult job. I know he's working with like 1,000 different factions and 1,000 different regimes, 1,000 different ideologies. But some of the people around him, some of the people that have his ear, I think might be demonically evil, and and maybe there's something to this Epstein stuff that they've got some reason why he can't always follow his best instincts. Maybe they got some video that they say you do not want the world to see this. I think there's a lot of people. But I think that's true of all politicians. Every goddamn one of them, Tulsi Gabbard, all of them. Some of them they might mean well, but they've been compromised in these honey traps with whatever their perversion is, and whatever their kink is. It's like, thanks for the quality content and positive. Thank you. Thank you for all these comments. I appreciate it. So, is Minneapolis going to be the center of a new civil war? Alrighty. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it looks like something's going on, some kind of violence, some kind of chaos, but we have the high ground, but we don't have secure footing, so this could go any way. And the overall situation, the eight of swords. So we got the 7 of clubs and the 8 of swords. The 8 of swords says that it's up to us. How this comes through, it's up to us. We can see what the fuckers are trying to start, what they're trying to do. Some of this might be they're trying to destroy Trump. This whole... I mean, who knows? I'm not saying it is, but it's anything's possible at this point. Shit's crazy. The gateway is the world. That's interesting. We'll come back to that multiple times. And here is the root. It's the magician. So this is built on some kind of a positive masculine energy. that's been sent out in the world. And here is the overall, it's a present moment, and that's fertility. You know, this is interesting. I see where this might be going. And here is the psychological future, joy. I'm going to hurry up and get through this because I think this is good reading. Queen of Cups. Greetings, Seder from Scandinavia. Oh, here. Scandinavia. We'll be doing readings on that too because I'm hoping to be Scandinavian someday myself. The future is the Queen of Cups, and that is sort of a compassionate, spiritual future. Fears are loose ends, leaving loose ends, and I think that's one of Trump's problems. I mean, I think he's not great at tying things up. I think he's not great at finishing what he starts. And here is the astrological energy, and absolutely, this is a tower moment if ever there was one. And that is, I can tell you right now what that is. That is in about 2 weeks, Saturn is going to conjoin, what day is it today, the 4th? 14. In like 2 weeks and 1 day, Saturn's going to exactly conjoin Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees Aries. This is freaking huge. I mean, this is earth changing. It's conjunct now, but so, and here is our desires, and what we want is the past. We're crying over what we've lost, and we're not seeing what we still have. And here is the future, is the final outcome is committed partnership. I think it's going to work out. And here, this modifies the Seven of Swords for fears. So I think a lot of our fears are about the financial situation, which is kind of effed in the A, I will have to say. Hi from Australia. And this is modifying the tower moment. And this is a Trump. This card comes up with Trump a lot, and this is a cheap victory, the easy way out. I think Trump, I got to say it, I think he might be a little bit lazy. And that's why he might delegate authority to people that do not deserve authority. And this modifies our desires. And this is the joy in the future. And that is our crying over, what we've lost. And I think by rebirth, we can actually experience the joy that we have coming. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. And basically what this is karma. Karma is going to bite everyone in the ass. If you've been a shithook, if you've been a virtue signaling twat, I don't know those people that got shot. They did really stupid things. They did not deserve to get shot. That was fucked up. But who knows? I mean, who knows what's going to happen? It's well, actually, this card modifies the final outcome, and the final outcome again was the Two of Cups was committed union. I'm going to say there's not going to be a civil war. I'm going to say that the events leading up to this are going to be chaotic and wild and terrifying. But I think we're going to find our own personal sovereignty and bring our own strength, own our futures. I think we're going to, I think the shithooks that are trying to start the trouble, whether it's the people importing the illegal aliens or the illegal thugs that are come here, I'm here, but go to places like Minneapolis to be gangbangers. But also the fucking shithook, fucking cops that are just, shooting a guy that's laying on the fucking ground. Even he might be a dipshit, but he did not deserve to get shot. And then some stupid fucking woman driving her SUV. He could have just got out of the fucking way. I mean, he could have just. They could have pulled the car up and stopped her. I mean, didn't have to shoot her in the fucking head. Seriously. I mean, I've seen these people drive you know, what do you call them? The woke people in Minneapolis. They're driven like fucking 35 miles an hour in the passing lane on the freeway. You know, these people are not really a threat behind the wheel to anybody but themselves. Um, yeah, I don't. And here I think this is the key. This is the card I want to get back to. The world. We have a lot of potential here. If we quit engaging in the shit they're trying to get us to engage in, if we quit swallowing their bait, just quit watching the goddamn television. You know, especially quit watching the goddamn television. Just, you know, fuck it. You know, some dumb fuckers are going to go down to the protests, and some of them are going to act like fools, and some dumb fucker ICE agents are probably going to shoot one or two more of them. But I mean, if I were, you know, I could see getting so mad that you take your goddamn deer rifle. Like what I saw them doing in places like St. Cloud, Minnesota. You know, you get out in the rural country and you start acting like thugs with badges. Fuck, sometimes they kind of remind me of, they kind of remind the DHS fucking police, those fucking idiot cops they have in airports, for God's sakes. They kind of remind me of those goddamn fools in the Brotherhood in that Fallout show, you know? It's, hey, there's a bunch of you watching, so I appreciate it. This is great. I'm really happy. If you would like to give it a thumbs up, if you could, you know, subscribe. I asked a few questions. I don't like 100% support anybody, and that includes Trump. Or I don't trust anybody. You know, I use game theory as my politics. If somebody's doing something I support them. If they're doing shit I don't support them. And Trump's done some stuff I support, and some of the shit that his administration does is kind of fucked up. And I will say that he's done more things I support than most presidents, but that's all bar. Trump in the Epstein files. Yeah, I mean, fuck, I think they all rape babies. I seriously think you don't get a fucking job in government at the national level. You don't enter the federal government unless you go to fucking Bohemian Grove, rape some babies, eat their flesh, and drink their adrenochrome. I mean, I think you got to do that just to get in the club. You know, it's like, so, fuck, I really like that Brad Pitt F1 movie, and I'd like to, I like Brad Pitt's, a lot of his movies. I'd like to believe that he hasn't been in those P. Diddy fucking adrenochrome child sacrificing satanic fucking rituals. But the fact that he's gotten so famous and he has his own production company means he must have played the game to some degree. I mean, you know, I say, don't leave your children unattended around politicians or celebrities. That's all I say. You know, it's like, hell, keep them away. Don't leave them. Don't visit politicians and celebrities when you're in attendance, because who knows what kind of cooties they pick up. Like Bill Gates at Pedophile Isle, you know, he got I don't know, the clap. I don't know what he brought home, but it was too much for Melinda. Hey, you know what? I see, fuck Minnesota. I can see that, but you know what? Minnesota's a beautiful, beautiful state. You know what? I can agree with you if you say fuck those virtue signaling goddamn fucking woke twats in a beltway, you know, in the donut we called it, in the I-694 or 494 beltway. But that's not Minnesota. Go to places like go out to the driftless the driftless region between Rochester and La Crosse. Go up there into the Iron Range. And I mean, go to Lake of the Woods. You know, go to Beltrami State Forest. You're going to meet the most amazing people and see some of the most beautiful sights. That's Minnesota. Minnesota ain't the fucking airheads in the Beltway. The the BLM Antifa twats, you know. um, I used to see George Floyd. He was a bouncer at some of the clubs um, where they'd have festivals and stuff, and I'd actually go. He'd be the bouncer at the gate, and I'd go. I kind of talked to him, like said, "Hey, hey." That was the extent of it. I'd go out. I'd go outside to smoke a joint. I'd just go stand on the sidewalk and smoke a joint and go back into the festival. Um, and I think you can just smoke a joint in the festival now. They're a lot more chill. Back, I was there a while ago, and he never fucking gave me a hard time for smoking a joint outside the gate. So whatever. That was the extent of my relationship with him. But I don't know what the fuck that was all about. But it's there's but you know what? I think it was starting back then. Like I said, I watched my city burn to the ground. My goddamn motorcycle got stole in the middle of the riots. And that's when I decided, fuck this. I just about shoved a face diaper up some dipshit's ass. And then my motorcycle got stolen. I had a goddamn blue water sailboat in Lake Superior. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. And I've only been back once to see my dad a couple years ago. But watch my mouth. Yeah, I'm sorry, but my mouth, it's a good thing I can't see my mouth from my vantage point, because it would probably give me make my heart jump a bit. Again, thank you guys all for watching. I think we're gonna avoid the Civil War, though. We're in the thick of the shit right now, but we can get through this. We got what it needs. We've got our own strength. We can do this. We can be our own rulers, and this is what awaits us. This is everything. This is the best card in the deck. We just have to untie. We just have to let ourselves out of the prison of our own dogmatic thought. Don't fuck all politicians. It's like I used to joke, my politics were kill them all and let the Buddha sort it out. They don't deserve that kind of energy. It's like fuck them. Just fuck them. Let them go do their own shit wherever, Bohemian Grove or whatever. You know what? If you catch them molesting kids and sacrificing them in satanic rituals and sucking their adrenochrome out, have at it. Do what you do. Then I'm going to agree with Crowley. Do what thou wilt. String them up, fucking feed them to the alligators. I don't give a shit. They should be on the other side of the dirt. And they probably have all done this. I mean, that's probably what's in the Epstein files if we ever see this shit. And fucking who knows? But I think we can get through this. I really do. I think we're going to. I think we're going to come out and we're going to be whole. We're going to come out with a new spiritual look. We're going to be living in a much better world, in a place of joy. So that's a good place to stop. But it's been really nice having so many of you, and thank you for all the likes. I really appreciate it. Frida, or Freebie, or Free as we call her, she says goodbye. And love you all, and stay out of the scrum. Don't get dragged into a civil war, and unless you're catching somebody and red-handedly, sacrificing children and harvesting their adrenochrome, stay out of it. But you see that, more power to you, whatever you choose to do. Love you all. Take care. See you probably, might be another couple of weeks before I get back, but it was really nice having so many of you here. Later.